right, welcome back again. This is Sean Slack with Orlando Green and Yellow Magazine. I am sitting here now with Marcelo Vido with the Flamengo Club. He is the Olympic Sports Director for the club. Marcelo, thanks for your time this afternoon. We really appreciate it. We're really excited about Flamengo coming up to play the Orlando Magic here, coming up pretty quick. But first of all, we want to obviously recognize congratulations on your last year. You can see a couple of the trophies here. You had a fantastic last year, winning 3 different titles. I'm sure the team's very happy about that. Can you kind of talk about that, as we go into the new season?
And on the last season, we have got 3 important titles: the Brazilian National League and the America's League. And for us, for the next season, will be a big challenge to keep this standard, to keep the high level, to keep the strong team and a team with motivation to keep and get all titles that
Can repeat again. Sure. It's interesting. You kind of segued into my next question is, how hard is it for you to motivate the squad to retain? I mean, you've won 3 different titles in the same year. Kind of like, for example, in the NBA, we had the Miami Heat that won a couple of titles, but they ran into a buzzsaw this year playing the San Antonio Spurs and lost the title. Are you seeing any kind of a lack of preparation, or is the team really kind of geared up and ready to go after the trophies again this year?
In my opinion, every year when you got some titles, you need to improve.
Mm-hmm.
You need to change some players to keep the high level. But for the next season, especially the next season, we will have 2 amazing competition. The first one will be in Rio on September, that we will play against the European champion, that is Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Sure.
The second competition, important competition for us, will be the games against Phoenix Suns, Orlando Magic, and the Memphis Grizzlies. And our group are ready to play, and we have got a new Argentinian player who played in NBA.
Walter Herman.
Walter Herman.
Exactly.
He's
yes.
an Olympic champion. I think for us he's a good player, a good opportunity to play with him. And the motivation is high. We have now 4 Flamengo players playing for a World Cup in Spain.
Right. Yeah, we just saw on the TV, sorry to interrupt, that they just won. They beat Serbia just a few minutes ago, so the team's doing well.
8 points, and the MVP, in my opinion, on this game was Marquinhos. Marquinhos
plays
our
here.
Player.
Yes.
It's a good opportunity for me, especially for me. I'm a former basketball player. It is a dream to play against the NBA.
Sure. Speaking of being a former player and being involved on this level, your experience worldwide is well known, obviously playing on a few different Olympic teams. You look like you could still play a few rounds, a few games. What has that experience been like, and have you been able to kind of translate that into helping the success of your team because of your knowledge of the world game? I mean, obviously the NBA game is a little bit different than it is here, but just an overall, because you're seeing now that even with the NBA, the infusion of a lot of players from around the world. We have a lot of players from Brazil with Anderson Varejão, Nene, and others playing in the NBA. We also have really popular players from Argentina that are playing in the USA right now, from all over the place. So your experience from playing worldwide, like Manu Ginobili as an example, how does that translate into what you're doing with the team now?
First, I think it's important to say that our Brazilian league was founded 6 years ago. Since then, the league was improved step by step.
Mm-hmm.
For this reason, we can invite a special players like Herman, or like Mensah from US, like La Provitola, another Argentinian good player. When you improve our national league, it's important that the Brazilian can improve together.
Sure.
And in the future, maybe we can bring more important players from all the world. I think this is an important step to improve our league. Of course, if we improve our league, the clubs, the teams from this league will improve together.
Sure. Now, what are some of the differences for our fans back in Orlando that you would describe as? Because again, the game is a little bit different played here. There are some rule differences, correct, as far as the NBA and as far as it is played here. Are there some notable couple changes that are different than when you go to play in the NBA that you'll see that it's a big difference? Or
yeah, of course, the level of the NBA players are so high, and we know that you will meet a lot of difficulties to play, but we have good players that have good experience, international experience. But of course, we would like to play a good level against Magic, for example. But we'll need we will learn much more with American players because the level is so high. But I'm sure that we will make a good game.
oh, I have no doubt. What I was kind of referring to is, like for instance, the 3-point line. Is it the same distance? Is the free throw? Is everything basically the same? Are the rules the same in both games, or are there differences between how the game is played here than it is there?
After the Intercontinental Cup, we'll move it to NBA rules. One of the most important is the 3-point line.
Yes.
In FIBA rules, the game is just 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
In NBA is 48 minutes.
Okay.
20% more than our game.
Claro.
The difference. And the contact between the players are different.
Sure.
But we'll have understanding about the rules, the NBA rules. But I think it will be a problem for us.
What is a typical season length here? How many games do you play in a season?
In the next NBB 7, it will be 16 teams, and we will play each other.
Mm-hmm.
There is 30 games,
Right.
Then playoffs, 5 games each playoffs, and the champion needs to play around the 40, 41.
So typically, if you go all the way to the championship, you're looking at 40, 45 games, give or take.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, because in NBA,
Wow.
the champion needs to play 101 games.
Yeah, exactly. It's 82 game regular season, half and half, home and away, and then you have the playoffs, which seem like they go forever. I mean, literally the end of October, and it runs all the way through, if you're lucky enough to get in the title, till June of next year. So it's a very long
100
season.
games, they see.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
How would you kind of describe your team, your style of play? Is it a run and gun, shoot 3-pointers, fast breaking type of squad, or are you kind of slow, more disciplined, more defensive, like the San Antonio Spurs? How would you describe your team, how you guys play?
Brazilians like to 3-point,
3-pointers. Okay.
but we have two Argentina.
Yes.
They like to play under control.
Mm-hmm.
And the Flamengo, there is a middle term between fast and the 3-point, but keep balance to play with as a team, not individually. But I think Flamengo could be both fast, but under control, especially when we play against NBA.
Sure. Now, the Orlando Magic are a relatively young squad. We've only been around 25 years, actually, this year. And whereas, Flamengo's been around for decades. You have a huge fan base. Flamengo's well known, not only as for basketball, obviously with football as well.
Yeah.
Is there an added pressure from the fans to continue to have the type of success that you're having because you've been around so long? And can you kind of talk about how that affects, if at all, how you guys prepare and how you go along, go about your business?
Our fan base is so large, so huge.
Mm-hmm.
They support the club, the team, every single game. Of course, there is a pressure from the support, but we really enjoy when play, and you can see the all support, the fan base supporting our club, shouting, singing is so important for us.
Sure.
We have got this last two titles in Rio. The first one, the American Cup, was played at Maracanãzinho with around 12,000 people supporting Flamengo.
Sure.
The last NBB 6 National Basketball was in Rio, in another one arena, and there was around 16,000 people supporting Flamengo.
Wow.
We really enjoy to play with our support.
You have a huge fan base, and we're looking for a big turnout for this game as well. I mean, Orlando has a huge Brazilian community within itself, and obviously the name Flamengo brings a lot of fans as well. We talked earlier, I know you've been to Orlando before. How excited are you to come back up there, not only to experience, playing inside one of the premier NBA arenas, but also to play against, the Orlando Magic are kind of a young squad right now with Victor Oladipo, Nick Vucevic. I mean, we're kind of in a transition period right now, but we're definitely moving in the right direction. How excited are you to come up there, and what kind of things are you looking forward to when coming to play?
Firstly, I have visited MLA Arena since maybe 15 years ago.
The old arena, yes.
The old
arena.
Then moved
now I say old, yes.
Yeah. But I know that there are a lot of Brazilians who live in Orlando, and many tourists will be there during this week because in Brazil it's
Kids Week.
Exactly.
Spring break, yes.
Yeah. And we hope that we can see a lot of rubro-negros.
Oh yes, the red and black will be there.
Supporting our team. I think it will be a big party because I know that there is a huge sport, and
Sure.
the Magic support and the Flamengo support in the same arena. It will be a great event.
Now, since you're a former basketball player, what we're going to end up with, we're going to kind of give you a little trivia, kind of test your knowledge a little bit about Orlando. We have pretty easy questions about Orlando, the Orlando Magic, and so forth. So it's basically a true and false. So it's a yes or no type deal. So the first NBA player drafted by Orlando was Nick Anderson. Is that true or is that false? The first player that we ever had.
2 or 3%. I think it's true.
It's true. That's right. Nick Anderson.
I remember Nick Anderson.
From Illinois. That's right.
Yeah.
We were talking about.
1 point for me.
The Orlando Magic also boasts being one of the only teams to have 2 number 1 draft picks consecutively. The first one, as you know, we got Shaquille O'Neal. The next year, miraculously, we won it again, but we traded our pick. We ended up getting Anthony Hardaway, which was a big deal.
Okay.
We had a great squad. We went to the finals we ended up playing against the Houston Rockets. We lost that year. But then we returned again, and we played about 4 or 5 years ago. We ended up playing LeBron James and beating them, going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and we lost to the Lakers. Now, the question is, the Orlando Magic have beaten both Michael Jordan and LeBron James at different times in the playoffs. Is that true or false?
Michael Jordan is true. Of course, I was there when Magic played against Chicago.
Oh, nice.
And LeBron James, Miami. I think.
Actually, he was with Cleveland at the time.
Cleveland. It's true.
It's true. That's right. And the last question, it's real easy. Orlando is the #1 tourism destination in the world. They either host, we've had 30 million, 40 million, or 60 million passengers in a year. Which one do you think it is?
A year?
Mm-hmm.
30, 40, 50.
30, 40, or 60? And it's #1 in the world.
60.
You got it. So he's all prepared.
3-point shooter.
That's right. Well, listen, we look forward to a fantastic game. We're very excited to have Flamengo come up and play. This is a big opportunity. Being the first Latin American squad to come up, it's a big honor, not only for you, but for Orlando Magic, obviously, to host you as well. We really appreciate, your time today and coming and having a chance to talk to us. For ticket information, you can go to www.orlandomagic.com/Flamengo, or you can dial 407-916-2255. That's an Orlando number. Or you can also contact your local tour operator, and they can help set you up with tickets as well. So, Mr. Vido, we appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. I hope that many Brazilian and the Flamengo supporter will be there supporting, not just Flamengo, but enjoy the atmosphere of the arena.
I'm sure they will. This has been Sean Slack with Orlando Green and Yellow Magazine, and courtesy of the Orlando Magic as well. We appreciate it. Have a good day.